farm and horticulture programs for inmates. I want to talk about this because I believe these programs are very important. Now, we have a lot of states that have shut down the farm programs for inmates, the horticulture programs for inmates. My question is why? Now, there are some people out there that say this is not fair, you're just making the inmates work to grow their own food, and this is not good to use them for that type of labor. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I believe you're 100% wrong, and I'm going to give you my reasons why, but I'm going to tell you why the inmates tell me they're unhappy when these programs close. You know, the inmates, and I've interviewed a lot of them over the years, have told me that when they are working in the horticulture programs within the prisons, or the fish farms on the prisons, or growing their own vegetables, and then they're sent to food service and they're eating their own fresh, healthy vegetables, they feel like they're temporarily out of prison. No, they're still in prison. They're still being monitored. There's still a custody issue. Certain levels of custody can go out and work on the farms. All these things still take place. But for those inmates who get to do these programs, they feel that just for a few moments, for a few hours a day, they're not in prison. Plus, they're learning how horticulture works. In some of these programs, they get a certificate and leave the prison with a horticulture certificate. Hey, not the biggest thing in the world, but it's not the worst. Hey, I wouldn't mind having one. I love to work outside. And another thing, I just worked outside the other day in my tree and plant nursery and on my farm here. And I actually posted a post with me holding some of the plants that my wife and I are growing. And I said, this is the best medicine in the world. Better than any pill you can give me. Because when I finish working and getting some dirt under my fingernails outside, I feel great. I feel tired, but it's a good tired. That's another thing. The inmates have worked outside, getting fresh air, and they feel tired. Don't you know that when they come in the evening, that the chances of them having all this energy built up and doing something they shouldn't do or getting into a fight or an argument goes way down? It helps with security, folks. They're doing something. They're using their minds, their body and spirit, and they're working outside. They're getting things done. They feel a sense of accomplishment. And then, when they come in, eat their evening chow, shower, they're good to go. They have that relaxed feeling. I know I do. I'm not sitting at home after working outside feeling like I have all this energy built up. I feel calm. It calms me down. I'm using myself as an example. I'm kind of a hyper guy anyway, if any of you haven't noticed from watching my videos. So when I finish working outside, I'm calm. Sit back, eat my dinner, enjoy the evening. You know, maybe do some research or watch some TV. It's a great thing, folks. And the inmates have said they do not like it when these programs are taken away. These programs, we also had a cattle farm at Hendry Correctional Institution here in Florida, where the inmates actually raised cattle, worked the farm, and you know the cattle was either sold, well, they couldn't eat all of them. The cattle was sold off, and the money was used for other inmate programs. There's so many benefits to these things, folks, not just monetary, but more and better than that for the mind of the inmates. And that's what we're here for, isn't it? We're not here to take the inmates and just throw them in a cell and lock the door and leave them there, right? We have to give them something to look forward to, something to burn off that energy. And that's what these programs do. They help educate, they help burn energy, and they help the mental well-being of the inmates, because it does help them. I can't stress that enough. So any agencies that are out there that are working towards helping inmates with their mind and helping them free themselves from any energies that are built up and to be used in the wrong way. These things really help. There's been studies from universities that show working outside, getting your hands dirty, actually helps, and it helps with youth as well. I worked in teen court on Monday nights for 7 years, and I also worked in a youth center for the sheriff's program. And when we had those inmates outside working on the fish farm that we had, and we had a horticulture professional who taught classes to those youth, and we went out in the morning and ran with the youth and did exercise programs where we actually had to do this with them. At the end of the day, they did their homework for their GED programs that they did during the day also. At the end of the day, they were tired, folks, but a good tired. They'd learned something all day long. And they did something with themselves rather than just sitting in the cell or concrete walls or whatever you want to, whatever facility has for these youth. Making them learn and exercise and educate their minds. For the youth, the same as the adults, it's great. Now I'm going to tell you, one of the greatest things that I had with the youth, with the sheriff's program, was when they completed the program and they left with a GED, they left with a horticulture diploma, or they left with a fish hatchery diploma, and they came back months later to say, thank you. This is my wife, by the way. Look, I have a child now. Hey, I'm working full time. I want to thank you for teaching us and getting us on the right track. Did every youthful offender come out okay? No. Okay? 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 took the right track. Some of the others did end up back in court, and their future was not looking so bright. Okay? Let's face facts without sugarcoating it. But I'm going to tell you, for the most part, if we could have saved one youthful offender out of 10, that was a winner, right? Win-win situation. But we saved a lot more than that with the sheriff's program. Well, the state took that away. Said it was costing too much money. Why are we taking away programs that work? Let's get these programs back into our adult prisons. Let's get these programs back into our youthful offender programs. Just wanted to get that out there, folks. Let's help make things better for security and for these folks that are incarcerated. Thank you very much. Gary York, True Prison Stories.